What's going on, Diligent Minds community? Happy Monday to you, and I like to say happy holiday season to you. If you listen to this when it comes out, this is Thanksgiving week. So we are officially in holiday season where sometimes people slow down. You gather with family. Some people don't feel the best during this time of year. Whatever you're feeling, I want you to know that you are valid and you are loved. I want you to take care of yourself this season. I want you to have gratitude. Be grateful for the small things, even though a lot of us have things that's been on our plate, things that we wanted to do by this point of the year, and we haven't gotten there. And a lot of times we get hard on ourselves. We beat ourselves up. We think about what we could have done better, how we're not good enough, and all these things that we tell ourselves that aren't true. Because we don't realize that sometimes everything is happening the way that it's supposed to, even though it's not the way that we envision or that we want it to happen in our mind. So I just want to remind you of that as we go into this holiday season. Don't be so hard on yourself. And everyone listening to this on Apple Podcasts, I'd like to ask you to leave a rating and review. If you like this show, refer it to a friend or a family member who you think may benefit. I threw myself off with that. But refer to a friend or family member who you think may benefit. I appreciate that. And don't forget to check out the links in the bio. You know the usual stuff. We're not going to talk too much this episode. We're going to dive into it today. We are talking about letting go of fear and walking in faith. Letting go of that fear of failure, the fear of being judged. Any type of fear you may have, we're going to dive into that today. Most of the time, fear has talked you out of more blessings than failure has at any given time. Because you're going to talk yourself out of something before you even begin it. You're going to kick yourself out the race before you even start to give it a try. So how are you going to know that it's not possible or that you wasn't able to achieve something if you never given it a true shot? And a lot of times we stop it because of fear. The fear of being embarrassed, the fear of being judged, the fear of just not knowing what's going to happen next. And so it could be a list of fears that you may have. Only you know the different fears that really hit you the most. And I want you to understand that you're not stuck. You're just scared. And today, we're going to break that down. We're going to break that out of you. We're going to get rid of it so that you can move into this life, move into the next chapter with alignment, confidence, and without that sense of fear. I want you to understand that fear is normal. Every human, every living being has some type of fear like within them. We all have a response to fear and we all sense it at some point. So it's normal. So don't feel bad about having any types of fears. But living in fear is a choice. If you decide to attach yourself to it and being afraid to do something because of fear, that there is a choice. Most fear isn't danger. It's imagination making you play small. It's what you think in your head. It's what you have in your mind. Things that aren't even true. Scenarios that you plan out that haven't even occurred. That's probably not going to occur. Because a lot of times our mind amplifies the issues that can arise, but that are actually not even like realistic. Let's be real. A lot of these things that our mind creates, not even realistic. Because we've talked to people sometimes and we ask, do I seen this? Do I seen that? Or we just have conversations and the thing that we have in our mind is not what's really perceived on the outside. So the things on the inside of us is all things that we see. So we judge ourselves the most. We're the most crucial on ourselves when it comes to critiquing. And fear sounds logical. What if I fail? I'm not ready. What would they think? How many times have you thought these things? How many times have these things came into your mind? Sometimes you're comparing yourself and you feel like you're a failure, comparing your life to someone else's. You seeing someone else saying that they made an X amount of dollars and they was able to quit their job or they was able to find this enlightenment moment and you're like, damn, why am I stuck? Why do I feel this way? So you begin to think, okay, look, they did it. Why can't I figure it out? I want you to realize that that does not make you a failure. Truth is, confidence comes after action, not before it. Because the actions that you take is going to get you results. And that's going to prove to your mind, that's going to prove to yourself that you are capable, that you can make things happen. So those bigger goals, those bigger dreams that you have, they're going to be easier to pursue because now you have a baseline on what you can do, not just what you're thinking. So you need to identify the source of your fear. Ask yourself questions like, who taught you to doubt yourself? Whose voice are you hearing when you hesitate? Could it be something that someone told you in the past that still lingers with you? Could it be something that was taught to you? When did you start believing that mistakes equals unworthiness? When do you think that, damn, I failed, like I'm not good enough? When did you first begin to think that? What was the first instance or instance that you do remember that made you feel this, that made you relive this situation or this emotion? Most fear is borrowed from parents, relationships, school, society, old rejection. And these are just some of the places that fear can come from. So I want you to think about your life. Think about where that fear comes from for you. Because I know a lot of my fears came from within myself, and that was produced by my environments. That was produced by the things I was told. So a lot of my fears I had to unlearn. There was a lot of unlearning that needed to be done. And I had to just slowly prove it to myself. I had to get myself out of those environments that taught me these behaviors. So I began to get myself out of these spaces. And what happens when you get yourself out of it? You begin to see other people that are trying. You begin to see other people who are doing things. And then you begin to talk to these people and realize that they didn't get where they are by accident. They didn't get where they are right away. Sometimes these people failed multiple times. What you're going through right now sometimes seems like sand compared to a mountain that they were able to overcome. And then just having these conversations, getting out of your environment, unlearning everything that you've learned up to this point in your life. So stop letting the ghosts of your past vote on your future. And in my experience personally and talking to other people and just observing, I realized some of the biggest fears that are holding people back is the fear of failure. Failure isn't fatal, but staying the same is. Staying the same person is fatal. If you look up and you say, I haven't changed, I haven't grown, I don't have anything to show for myself, I don't feel like I'm a different person, I'm the same, my life has just like been straight the whole time, it hasn't been any hills, any obstacles, anything that I had to overcome, that's not good. Every failure equals data in a new blueprint because you know what doesn't work. You know what you can do different next time. The next one is the fear of judgment. You're scared of what people will think. You're scared of what people are going to say, especially the people closest to you. Why do we value people's opinion as so close to us? We value their opinions so much when most of the time they're not going to be the ones to help us get to where we want to go. They're not going to be our customers. They're not going to be our target audience. If you're looking to attract people to you, or if you're looking to sell a service or a product or anything, they are not going to be your ideal audience. So why are you worried about them judging you? People aren't watching you. They're judging themselves. That's all it is. A lot of times they're just scared to do things that you're doing. They don't have the courage. They don't have the faith. So they're going to talk you out of it. They're going to be the naysayers to say why this won't work, why you won't do it this way, why you won't do it that way. Oh, you doing it this way, it won't work. Nah, that's not true. There's more than one way to get to the destination. You can take a side road, you could take a main road, you could take a highway, but you will get there. So just because they see that you got to take the highway and you taking the side road, it doesn't make your choices wrong or incorrect. If they're not feeding you, funding you, or building you, they are irrelevant. The third one that I notice is the fear of the unknown. You don't know what's going to happen next. You don't know what's going to be the outcome of what you do today, or you don't even know if it's going to work. So the unknown is where breakthroughs live because you trusted yourself, trust your intuition, your abilities, and yourself. That's where you're able to get the breakthroughs and just have that aha moment. If you know everything ahead of time, it wouldn't grow you and it wouldn't be fun because it would be predictable. The unpredictability of life is what makes life worth living. The things you don't know are just going to be thrown at you. That's going to force you to grow, force you to challenge yourself, force you to think out of the box. It's going to expand you. It's going to sharpen those muscles. It's going to make you stronger, more wise. It's going to add more tools into your toolbox so that you can use them on bigger problems later down the line. So that's the beauty of it, of the unknown. You're attacking these things. And what happens is you attack something that you don't know the outcome of, but then you end up on the other side of it. And that there helps you build that confidence as well. And the fear of not being enough, the fear of not being good enough, you become enough by showing up and not by waiting. Faith kicks in where being ready ends. You're never going to be ready. If you say, I'm going to wait until I'm ready, I'm going to wait until I have this together, you're going to continue to wait. You're going to continue to put things off and you're going to regret it. You're going to look at time pass you by and saying how far you could have been if I had started before. What if I started 6 months ago, 3 months ago, a year ago? I would be much further along. Because what would happen when you begin, when you feel like you're not enough, you feel like you're not ready? You begin to collect those losses. You begin to collect those L's that you need to collect along your journey. Because when you collect these L's, it lets you know how you can get to that W, how you can get to that win, what you don't need to do this time, what you can't do this time. All these things are essential. You cannot skip the process. That's one thing that this society deals with today. They try and treat the progress of success as something that they can skip or avoid. No, you have to pay your dues. There's no way around it. So I want you to take these few actions. I'm gonna use this as we're gonna call it the faith method. And the F stands for face the fear honestly. Name it, don't dance around it. Just attack it head on. Be honest with yourself. What is this fear actually protecting me from? And the A stands for align with your why. If you listened to this show before, I tell you to choose your why, because your why is gonna be that thing that carry you over when you don't feel like you have enough. That why is gonna be the thing that help you continue to grow when you feel like you have nothing else to give. And a strong why equals a weak fear. Say if you have kids or you're thinking about your legacy, you say, I don't want these people to deal with the things that I had to deal with, so I have to do what I need to do now so that they can have an easier life. This is your why, because you're not going to stop, because you know the struggles you dealt with. You know how you want to give them a better life, how you want to give them more opportunities. So this can be your why to help you carry yourself over through those hard times, through all that fear, and just begin to walk in faith. Fear loses power when you remember what you're fighting for. What you fight for, because that thing is much stronger than that fear. You just have to give it the power. And right now you may be giving more power to fear and don't even realize it. And the I is for interrupt. Interrupt the fear cycle. Move your body. Get to working out. Start running. Take a walk. Do anything to move your body. Get your blood flowing. Get your mind going. Get that blood to your brain to help you think outside the box. Change your environment. Ask better questions. Ask more questions. Take one micro action, even if it's only for 5 minutes. This will be crucial to you interrupting that cycle of fear that you've been so used to. And we have T, take imperfect action, because there's never going to be a perfect time. The perfect time is right now. Action kills fear faster than any affirmations, because you can say the affirmations, you can say, I want this, I'm going to pray for it, but you can pray for it all you want. But if you're not working for it, you're not going to get it. That's just the honest truth. Do it when you're unsure. Just do it anyway. Even if you don't know what's going to happen, you don't know the next step to take. You know that the next step is not to remain stagnant, not to remain in the same place. Just take that first step and figure it out along the way. And the H stands for hand it over. Let faith do the work. Just know that you're showing up every day for yourself the way that you told yourself you would. Release what you can't control. Release the things that are out of your control that you're trying to hold on to, try to change the outcomes of. Because it's an uphill battle. You'll never win. Faith means stepping even when you can't see the next step. If you listened to me before, you heard me use this analogy of walking on water, where you're walking on water and you don't know where that next step is going to come. You can't see below, but somehow you continue to walk on water. Somehow there's a stone or a rock or something for you to step on every step of the way. Look at your life right now. How many days and situations and circumstances in your life did you get through? You got through all your bad days so far, and that's because of faith. You didn't stop, you didn't give up, and you here right now listening to this. You here right now looking at your life and saying, I've overcome some things that people can't even imagine. So faith has worked for you this far. Why won't it work for you going beyond this? So I want you to do yourself a favor as we get ready to transition out of this episode. I want you to picture the version of you of who already walked through this fear. You, once you reach your goal, once you at your end, and once you reach your peak, what changed? How do you feel? How is this new version of yourself now that it's gotten over all the fears? What were you able to achieve within yourself, for your legacy, because you walked through this fear? And that version of you is just one decision away. It's just you making that choice, you deciding that this is going to be the time now I take myself serious. This is going to be the time now I'm going to let go of what I can't carry, what I can't control. But you must make that decision. Is today going to be that day for you? Is this week going to be that week? Is this year going to be that year that you choose? That I'm going to do the opposite of what my mind is telling me. I'm going to do the actual work that's required for me to look up and say, 3 months later, 6 months later, I'm a totally different person. I have a different life. because I chose to work through fear and use faith as my guide to help me get through all these things and help me achieve what I really want. Because the fear is always going to be there, no matter where you at in your life, no matter what stage you come up to. Fear is always going to be there. We always going to have those things within ourselves. So don't expect fear to just absolutely go away. No, but it's the faith, it's the believing. So it's the things that you do, that momentum that you build, that courage that you find within yourself that have that fear slowly fade away. So when that fear does come up, your track record shows you like, nah, we was able to get through this. We can get through this as well. So that fear is going to be there, but it will always diminish through action, through consistency, through the results that you produce from your action and consistency. If fear doesn't pay your bills, stop letting it make your decisions. So choose one fear that you're holding on to, one fear that's holding you back, and take one action today towards it. Do that for yourself. Think about where you like to be and how you're not there because of your fear. Because of whatever fear it is for you, the fear of being judged, the fear of failing, the fear of not being good enough. What's that fear for you? Choose that fear, attack it, take it one day at a time, and you will get past it, I guarantee you. So that wraps it up for today's episode. I'd like to say thank you to everyone for joining me as usual. If you're new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I truly appreciate you. And don't forget to refer this to a friend or family member who you think may benefit. So don't forget to check out all the links down below. Have a great holiday season. We will see you next week. I want you to stay focused on what's ahead, not what's already past. Because what's already past will not serve you going forward. So go out there and be your best version of yourself because you got this. You are capable. You're not weak. You have everything within you. You just got to find out how to bring it out. And if you need help doing so, I am accepting new coaching clients. Don't hesitate to reach out. Fill out the form, and then we can see if we can work together to help you create that life that you want. Because I know you can. I've done it myself. I'm a blueprint of what can be done when you actually put your mind to it. And not just put your mind to it, but take those actions towards it. So I look forward to hearing from you all. Again, enjoy your holidays, enjoy your time, however you decide to spend it. Go out there, be the best version of yourself. You hear the outro rolling in, you know what that means. Everybody is greatest within, even you.